Hey everyone, we're back with another tribute tour, and I am joined today by Doug and Adrienne. We are, of course, continuing to celebrate 15 years of homes in the tribute, and so we're so fortunate to be joined again by some of our very early residents. So I wanted to start by asking, when did you move into the tribute?
We actually took possession of the house on August 20th, 2009. And the way we found the neighborhood, things were very different back then because there was not a lot of advertisement, if any at all. And the reason why we found it is because I'm a golfer. And I had a group that used to come out and play the tribute about 3 or 4 times a year. And I hadn't been out here in about 6 months. And we drove out and I went, "Where's Boyd Road?"
Yeah.
And I said, "Wait a minute.
Their homes.
There's moguls, there's hills. This looks like Scotland." And so I played the round of golf and went home. And I said to Adrienne, "I want to show you something. I think I want to move."
We had no plans for moving at all. We were perfectly happy in our home. We lived in the Dallas area, and I was going to retire in a couple years. And we came out here, and I said, "Well, if we can figure out a way for me to retire in another year, I can maybe handle the drive for an hour to come out here." But we both really fell in love with it. The tribute was already built at the time, but they had not started the Old American course at that point in time. And we looked at different houses in different neighborhoods. That all, of course, all the neighborhoods weren't open yet. But we decided that we really liked the water view here, and we were able to start looking at lots out here. And there were only about two houses on the whole canal at that point, and so we actually walked from lot to lot to lot and looked at all the different views, and we fell in love with this lot. It's just one of our favorite parts of the whole house is being able to go out here. There's blue herons out here, egrets, there's turtles, there's ducks and geese and all that, and we just have a wonderful time coming out here and seeing the wildlife.
Yeah, it's a gorgeous view. Yeah,
Yes.
you did a great job picking your lot when you had it. What would you say is maybe one of your favorite memories of the early days of the tribute, or really just over the years here?
I can think of two things. One, we were talking about this the other day, is that when we first came out here, there were like less than 50 houses. And we used to have get togethers quite often. It used to be at builders' models. And they would have a party for the whole neighborhood. And so for the first couple of years, at least a year and a half, we knew everybody that lived here. And that was fun because it was from the very young to the very old. And you know, we knew as it grew that was kind of going to go away as it got bigger. But that was a lot of fun. We got to make a lot of friends that we still have as friends today during that time frame. And the other thing for me, and then I'll let you come up with something here, is they allowed us to play the Old American before it was open if you joined, and we did. So we got to play the second half of 2009 and the first few months of 2010 when it wasn't even open yet. We bought a golf cart. So we got to go out there and play around the golf in like 2.5 hours. It was fantastic. So.
And one of my favorite things, I think, is that my daughter-in-law was expecting our first grandchild when we were out here, and then he was born, of course, and the little one came later. And we have been able to do more things with the grandchildren. We've had the Easter egg hunts, we've had the Santa Claus Christmas stuff, and they got to take swimming lessons out here, and they just feel like this is a second home for them. And they've been welcomed by the other children in the community. They've made friends, and being able to go out to the pools in the summer. Now we have the splash pad when they were real little, and absolutely one of my favorite parts of living out here.
Oh, I love to hear that. I hear y'all are quite social too, hosting events.
Yes.
I mean, you've got the perfect venue to host people. So I'd love to hear
COVID
that.
kind of slowed us down, but we, for 8 straight years, hosted every May. We called it a tribute to Jimmy Buffett. And we got frozen margarita machine and lots of good food. And the last two we had 125 and 150. And we said,
Wow.
we can't, it's too much now.
Yeah.
So we're trying to look for a different venue with the neighborhood as it is now to have it in a clubhouse someplace.
Yeah.
We can't have that many people in the house anymore.
Yeah, it's probably pretty tight, but I love to hear that. It's hard to control all your friends you've made. Well, thank you so much for sharing that with us. We do have a few kind of fun rapid fire questions, so I'll just go kind of back and forth between y'all if you don't mind. And I'll start with you, Adrienne. What is your favorite sport to play?
I guess it's now golf, but I really didn't start it until we came out here.
Oh,
but I
that's
love
great. All right. And Doug, what is your favorite sport to watch?
Football, but I love to watch golf too. So.
I think it might be that. All right. Adrienne, on a scale of 1 to 10, how spicy do you like your food?
I would say 7. What do you think? But But I grew up in Chicago, so this is really up since the years that I've lived down
Yes.
south.
Right.
I love that. Okay, Doug, if you could only watch one TV show or type of thing for the rest of your life, what would it be?
Boy, that's tough. Probably the Masters golf tournament. I look forward to that every year, or the British Open. Both of those.
Golf.
Those are two of my.
We'll give you all
Those are
golf
two of my
tournaments.
favorite weeks. Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, Adrienne, if you were a talk show host, who would your first guest be that you would have on?
Today.
It's a fantasy world, so
It's
it could be anyone all time.
It could be anyone all time. You have any idea who I would even pick? I don't know. That's something I'm stumping.
I know who you would pick.
Who do you think I would pick?
Was Ron Santo,
Ron Santo,
the third baseman for the Chicago Cubs.
Well, he was my hero when I was growing up. There's a good one.
Oh, there you go. I love it. All right, and similar, but if you had a time machine, Doug, where's the first place you would go?
Time machine? Well, I love Scotland, which is one of the reasons why we got attracted to this place in the first place, because it originally was as a tribute to Scotland. And I've been fortunate enough to go to Scotland 6 different times. And so if I was in a time machine, I would go back to Scotland about 1746 and see if I could survive Culloden. Because my relative came here after that. They did survive, and that's how my family got here. So the truth of the matter is, I think I would go back and maybe stand on the sideline and hope I didn't get shot.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I'd love to hear that. Thank you again so much. We really appreciate y'all inviting us into your home, your beautiful view. And we will see y'all next time on Tribute Tours.